Okay, so now we have this done, right? So, but what I want to do now is I want to show an example of a basically a memory leak. Okay. Actually, this is not even a memory leak. These are going to be retained cycles. So a retained cycle often look like this, but it doesn't like this in this case. This right here, if this were a class, this would probably be a memory leak, and we'd have to make this self weak. We'd have to say on our capture list weak self and unwrap this. Again, I had a tutorial that covers that. Weak self and closures, and but this one is more like it addresses memory issues, but this is going to be more like retained cycles and how to identify them, the nature of them, how to identify like the structure of the loop and how to fix them. Okay, so a retained cycle is basically when one object maybe points to a property of another object, and there's kind of like so in iOS, in the Xcode ecosystem, they have what you call automatic reference counting. Automatic reference counting means that when a particular resource is being used, right? Like a class is instantiated, that's one, right? If it's doing something else, it's two, right? So sometimes you will have a class and you're not using it anymore, but something's still pointing to it. So it's still stuck in memory, and you can't release those, I guess, those resources until the reference count is back to zero. You say, what the hell is he talking about? Well, I'm about to show you visually what I'm talking about. So I'm going to make a class. All right. I'm going to go back to my models group. And I'm going to make a class. This class is going to be called menu. And what I'm going to do with this class is I'm going to create a reference. I'm going to create a retained cycle with two classes. Okay. So menu. So this is empty right here. And I'm just going to say class menu. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say var, right? Entree, right, is of type entree. But you're saying, this Norbert, this is going to throw an error because there is no object of type entree. You haven't created one. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to create one. Why this did that, I don't know. It's actually pissed me off. Okay, so let's go var drink. So this is menu. So we have entree on our menu. We have a drink on our menu, right? And of course, I'm making all of these optional and nil. Why? Because I don't want to have to create an initializer, right? With parameters that must be passed when you initialize. I don't want to. I want this to be nil if I don't initialize it. So that's the way I'm making it. String equal nil. Okay, and we're going to say this. D inits. Okay, and we're going to print. Right, I'm going to print. The entree has been removed from the menu. The entree. Oh, God damn it. Stop. entree has been removed from the menu. Okay. Okay, so now let's create another one. Oh, that's actually pissing me off. Let's go. New file right here. I guess I should use my entree. And then you make sure entree is spelled the way I want it. Entree. And then of course this is class entree. Right? And of course var dish is of type string. Dish is of type string. Optional equals nil. Var amount of servings is of type int equals nil. And then var menu is of type menu equals nil. Gotcha. And we're going to deinitialize init print the menu has been removed from the entree. Okay. And that's where we are. So now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and go back to the view controller. And we're going to go to view to load. Okay. And we're going to do some stuff right here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have this do kind of like a circular reference. And once this loads, we're going to have this circular reference. But I mean, after it loads and it's done, it should release everything from memory, you know? And if it does, we will see in the console because this is what we put in here, right? See this? This should run after we show it. After it's done whatever it does, you create an instance of the class, then this should show. And it shows that this has been removed, you know, and this has been removed. Okay? Right here. All right. Let's go ahead and call these mugs, okay? I want to say var menu equals menu, right? Var menu, var entree equals entree, right? That actually, so I'm saying menu dot entree equals entree, right? And I'm going to say entree dot menu equals menu. Okay. And so now what I should be able to do is go ahead and run this. But the fact that things have been used and deallocated should print in the console. and they are not printing in the console. Right? Why aren't they printing in the console? Why isn't this being deallocated from here? I'll tell you why. Because there is a memory leak in here. And how you do that, how you fix a memory leak, is one of the things that are referencing the other. Well, one of those properties, if we look back here, you say menu.entree is equal to entree, right? Entree menu is equal to menu. You can pick one, okay? Menu.entree, right? Menu.entree. And it really doesn't matter which one you pick. So this one means that once this isn't used, there isn't a strong reference, right? And how you make this not be a strong reference is you say, you designate this as weak var. Okay, so now that this is a weak var, when it stops being used, when view to load is over, this will not retain a connection to the entree. It won't. The entree will return to nil. I'll show you. And you see, that's what happens right here. The menu has been removed from the entree. The entree has been removed from the menu. You can go back here and see that's what these were about. See? Because you created a weak reference. Now let's go back here. Let's go into the leaks tool. And so you can see. So now I remove the weak var from here. I'm going to run. Okay, so now let's learn about how this leak stuff work, right? What I want you to do is go up here. You're here, right here. You go to product, and we go to profile. Right? Go to profile. Now that we're in profile, what I need to do is go to leaks, which is where's my leaks at? Right here. I'm getting older. Okay. So now this is what the leaks tool looks like. All right. Now let's do this. You go over here to the top, the red button, press it, and it starts recording. Just keeping track of all of these different things. And right here, you see that there, under leaks, leak checks, there is a leak. Let's go ahead and pause it. Right here, we're going to 2 new leaks. Two new leaks. So we investigate this by doing it. We double click and we're here. This is the address in memory where the menu object exists. And this is the address in memory where this exists. The entree object exists. This is our stack trace. We're not going to worry about that. But these are the 2 objects that are giving us problems. Okay. And let's see. Go here and we'll go cycles and roots. And this is the visual representation of what's going on. I have a menu pointing to entree, which is pointing back to menu. And this is the retain cycle. Okay. Now, and yeah. So now that we know this, let's go ahead and go back, right? Of course, this is just the call tree over here. We go back to leaks. And we're going to go back here. That just shows that we have it, and it shows what two objects are responsible for it. Okay. And of course, you can do your other things. You can do a search on how to find the exact offending lines or the exact objects. You can do a search on menu and entree. But one thing I'm going to do, since we already know that, look at the stack trace, we can find view controller.viewDidLoad. load. This is where our shit is occurring. So and so I'm just gonna keep this. All right, we can go back to our this viewDidLoad load right here. And here's our problem right here. And we fix it by going here, jumping to this definition, and making this var weak. Okay. Now we can run it again. Okay. Let me go back here. Don't save any changes. Let me go back over here and make sure this is done. Okay. Well, regardless, everything's working now. So I made this weak var. And so now things have been removed. When I take this off and it's not weak var anymore. And by the way, this entree isn't weak var either. For the menu, right? When we go back here, when this is weak var, I'll go back, move the weak var. I get my retain cycle back. Right. Okay. All right. And yeah. So now your again, I add this, right? And that fixes it. So as you can see, when they print to the screen, both of these have been removed. Okay. Both of these have been removed from memory. Okay. So let's discuss a struct that may have issues with memory. Okay. You can have a memory leak or a retain cycle with a struct. It just happens this struct that one of the properties in the struct is of type class, some type of custom class. So, and I'll show you what I mean in the next tutorial. But for now, we're on to the next.